Now, the fallout from Saturday's controversial ODI between England and India continues today. England captain Heather Knight has accused India's cricketers of lying over the circumstances surrounding the Mankad dismissal. Our studio guests discussed the matter at lunch between Lancashire and Surrey today.
You've spoken to Heather. What did she say?
Yeah, I have spoken to Heather, and I think the first thing to say is, looking back at the dismissal, it was given out by the umpires, and the Indians were well within their right to do that. But I think, Heather Knight wasn't playing in that game, but she's the England captain, and if she feels that something has been said that doesn't match up with actually what's happened, then she will say it, and she will defend her players fiercely. And those two players were Charlie Dean and Freya Davies, and they have both said to her that at no point they were given a warning. And so you would think that from a character point of view, then Heather's going to trust what her players have said. It's interesting, I guess, from an Indian point of view, because then we start to think, okay, well, could a warning have been given? Might we have missed it when we were on the commentary? And I think if a warning was given, then we would have seen the umpire perhaps have a chat with Charlie Dean and Freya Davies. So that's probably one thing we do need to actually get to the bottom of, is were the umpires included in that.
We might also have heard Harmanpreet Kaur in presentation, which you conducted, saying, I think you asked her the very question, I think on 2 occasions, and I'm a little surprised that perhaps she wouldn't have mentioned it then.
Right. Bear with me on this, because there's a lot that's gone on at the time and then post-match. This should not be a story. This should be dead in the water. The story was kind of sort of going and ending towards the back end of yesterday. Okay, there was a huge reaction and a huge response from what happened, whether you're for the Mankadding or against it. No laws were broken, absolutely not. Deepti well within her right to not warn Charlie Dean, absolutely, and run her out at the non-striker's end, and that is a completely legitimate dismissal. Nothing was done wrong. It's obviously a rare occurrence. I can remember 4 Mankad incidents in the professional game. But so it was a talking point at the back end. So when it came to the post-match press conference, I obviously had to ask the question. I was very specific about the way I asked the question to Harmanpreet Kaur. And I asked her view at the end of what happened at the end of the game. That's all I asked. Now, she gave me an answer. It wasn't an answer to the question that I'd asked, so I asked her again. And I thought she responded brilliantly. I thought it was an excellent response to the question I asked, and then we moved on. Not once in that particular time did she mention any warnings given by her or Deepti to the batter, Charlie Dean, or to the umpire at all. It wasn't mentioned there. But the story was starting to fade away into the ether. Deepti Sharma then gets asked when she lands in Kolkata, and then mentions that there were loads and loads of warnings given. Now, had she turned around and said, I didn't warn her, no story. Absolutely no story, because she's well within her rights to do what she did. But she has said that. That has now then garnered a response from the England captain. So I think, in this respect, should the England captain be going on her personal social media site and calling Deepti a liar? Because that is essentially what she's doing. No, I don't think she should be. I think there should be, if there is a little bit of upset about the way or the words that have been used or the warnings that were given, there should be an ECB statement, and that's the way it should come out. It should not come out from an England captain's personal social media feed. So I think there's a lot of people actually in the wrong. Whether Deepti warned or didn't warn, that's what she was asked, and that's the way she responded. So you've got to be able to back that up, because actually the umpires could be asked, or the batters could be asked. Charlie Dean doesn't believe she was warned. So you've got to then ask the umpires. So you're making this enormous mountain. It could have been shut down so quickly and there be no story. As it is, it now has escalated again, and we're in the situation that we are in. But I don't think there's many people in the right on this one.
Do you agree, quickly, that Heather shouldn't have put that on her own social media site?
I don't think I feel overly strongly about it. I think she's England captain and she will defend her players. If she feels that something has been done wrong, then I think she's well within her right to do that.